Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. So today we have the 66 Batmobile from Fanhome. Now if you want to get this for yourself, there will be links in the description below so you can build along with me. But we have the next 3 issues here and we have some rather large pieces. So let's get into it, let's get building. Right, so here we have the next issue of the Batmobile. So issue 3, and as usual I'll give you a quick flick through the magazine. This is what we're really interested in, all the parts. We've got a nice description of everything we've got on here, and obviously there is quite a number of parts in this one. We are doing all the top roll bar, and we've got our first little bit of electronics as well. And by the end of it, we've got the top roll bar looking just like that. Right, so the first thing we're going to need are the lights, which are on these little screws, looking just like that, like that. And we just need to cut these off, and they're going to be putting them through these. We need to cut these off as well. Now we do want to cut these, and we want to cut them in the right place. So we need to cut below just this little knuckle that's here. So you end up with something that looks like that. And then we're going to simply take these and push them through like so. Right, so now we've got all those placed together, we're going to take this quite large chunk of metal, and they've got a couple of little indents, and we're going to use that lug that we left on just to hook those over like this. So ensuring that red lens is pushed all the way in to that chrome piece, and just push that down into that little recess. So we've got 2 looking like that. Can do the same on this side. They are in there just like that. And we're going to secure those in place with this bar. And that's just going to set over those 2 lugs. So that's in there just like that. And we're going to be securing that with 2 ACM screws. Now these are a couple of flange screws, and because we are going into metal, I have dipped it into a little bit of oil. The oil I use is just WD-40. Just something to help cut the paint away when we're putting the screws in, because obviously these would have been painted at a factory with the holes exposed. So you're cutting into not only the metal, but also the paint that's in there. And if you find that it's not going in, just back it out and then put it back in. And that's what that is looking like. So that. I have managed to get oil all over this nice matte black. The next thing we're going to turn our attention to is the beacon. And we've got this silver part, which has got 2 lugs on it, and we've got 2 holes in the metal part. And that's just simply going to push into place, like so. I'm going to flip that over, and we have the red beacon light looking like that. We're going to keep it that way up, because we do have our first piece of electronics. And we need this beacon bracket, and we're going to be placing the LED into the hole that you see there. Make sure that's pushed all the way up and through like that. And then I'm going to bend these wires so they come out that little slot there. That's going to be going in this way, like so. And we've got a bracket that's just going to sit over the top of that and hold all of that in place. That's going to go that way up with this little lug facing outwards. We've got 2 AM screws for that. So that is looking just like that, with that now secured in place. Looking brilliant. Now we're working on the back turn lever. We're just going to be placing that in there, like so. That's going to go all the way through, so it won't go any further. There's a little ball on the end. We need this piece. Now this piece is actually plastic, and that is going to go through that hole just there, like so. We've got that protruding through. And then we need the lever itself, looking just like that. And that's just going to push in the end here, looking just like that. Make sure that is pushed all the way in. Now this does twist, as you can see, so it's not too much of a hassle if you need to put it in a different way around. And put that one to one side for a minute and bring this one back over, because we now need these parts. And these are also going to just sit just here. We've got a couple of screws with the little indent in there, and we're going to be screwing that with the NP screws. So that's one. Now I should point out that these are left and right, and there is a letter just hidden in there. Now the camera probably won't pick it up, but this one is the left side. So that's both of those in there. And then we just need these top lenses. And they are just going to push over the top of here. And here. And that's looking just like that. The final thing we're going to be doing is flipping that over, and we're going to be placing this part in. Now we obviously do have this wire, we do have a little channel here. How well that goes through, I don't know. But we do need to pass that plug through that hole, just like that. We're going to secure that with 3 AM screws. And that is all there is to do in that stage. But check that out. Look, absolutely amazing. They've really started off with some of the iconic parts, and certainly when I show you the next issue, you'll see what I mean as well. Right, so issue 4. And as you can see, we have another iconic part, which is the domed windscreen. Now, we aren't doing much, as you can see. We're just putting a couple of small pieces on, compared to obviously what we did in the previous issue. We had done loads. So here it is. Looking just like that. Absolutely fabulous. And then we have these 2 little brackets. They are marked with a left and a right. So we're just going to take these, and this is the left one. And we've got 2 holes just here. Got the 2 lugs, and all we're doing is popping those in those 2 lugs. So it looks just like that. The same for the right side. And that is all there is to do in that stage. It's going to look pretty good when it's all together. Actually, it goes more like that, doesn't it? So, as we're not probably going to be using that for a little while, I'll just put those other couple of bits on. I am just going to place it back in the box that it came with, and that will just keep it protected until we come to require it next time. So, moving on to stage 5. And we're going to be starting work on the engine. Right, we're just going to start off with these pieces, and that's going to slot through just like that. So it's poking out like that. We're going to use a couple of the FP screws to hold that in place. So it's looking just like that. I'm going to place that onto one side, and then we're going to take this piece and put it into the bell housing. Now this bell housing is metal. We're going to use a couple of DM screws to hold that in place. That's looking just like that. And then I'm going to take this piece that we worked on a minute ago, place those together. I'm going to use CM screws to hold that in place. And that's the last one going in just there. That's looking just like that. Now, with this cable, we actually need to cut it. So we need to cut it to 2 lengths, one to 60 and one to 70. Now it should be approximately 6 of these squares, just there. And then I'm going to cut this one to 70. That leaves a little bit left over. So now we have 2 lengths of cable. And then we need the longer one of the 2. I'm going to take this silver piece. I'm just going to poke that in the end of there. Like so. That is then going into that hole just there. Like so. We have this black piece, and that's going just in the end of the other pipe. And that is going into the hole you see just here. Like so. And that is all there is to do in that stage. And that is all there is to do in that build pack. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. So that's the next pack of the 66 Batmobile done. And Fanhome really do know how to lure you in with some nice iconic pieces. If you do want to get it for yourself, there are links in the description below. And if you want to see how this one progresses or anything else that goes on in the workshop, please do remember to hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. And then you'll see my future videos. Until next time, I'll see you around. Cheers.